And so I say all that to say that this episode is going to be a little different because I'm going to speak about the lessons that I have received from my aunt in her life, but also in her death. Hello, hello, hello. For those who don't know me, I am Imani Adia, and I help ambitious individuals just like you lead with greater clarity and confidence. And while other coaches help you transform your mindset in 6 to 8 months, I help you do it in 6 to 8 hours. And so today I come on this mic in full gratitude in my health, full gratitude that I am doing work that is connected to something bigger than me, full gratitude that I woke up in the first place. And so that's how I am coming to this mic today. And there is gratitude because we are all aware that there is birth and there is death. And I recently had to experience and deal with the death of my aunt just this past weekend. And she was the first, grandparents, they are here one day and then they are gone. And they're a little bit older in age, but it's something when it's aunts and uncles and the ages are closer and you're just not prepared and you're not thinking about it in that way. And so my aunt, she recently passed and she had ovarian cancer, and ovarian cancer impacts women in this country and impacts women around the world. About 20,000 women are diagnosed with ovarian cancer in the US every year, and it's also one of the leading causes of cancer death among women. And so ovarian cancer, it's impacting people. And so if you are impacted by ovarian cancer, whether it's you or it's a family member, my heart just goes out to you. And I hope that while you're on this journey of dealing with this cancer, that you are still finding time to love on one another and appreciate one another and live as well, because life is not over yet. And so I say all that to say that this episode is going to be a little different because I'm going to speak about the lessons that I have received from my aunt in her life, but also in her death. So when my aunt was first diagnosed with ovarian cancer, she did not crawl into a hole. What do I mean by that? She had this diagnosis, but she didn't let it define her. If anything, she went full steam ahead in pursuing and loving and living her life. It was as if there was this sense of urgency. There was no more time to wait, right? The only time we have is now. And I think so many times in our lives, we feel that because we are going to wake up tomorrow, that we can push things off. When the truth is that you don't know. You don't know if you're waking up tomorrow. And so there should be a sense of urgency around the way that we live our lives. And it's not so much about having the things that you want, but it's about doing good work. My aunt, while she was living, she did such good work. She impacted so many lives. She loved on so many people, and she was loved by so many people. So even as I was sitting and reflecting over my own life, I was like, there is a sense of urgency around our lives because we are not promised tomorrow. And so to think that you can sit and wait and put off your dreams, to think that you can sit and wait and put off what you are being called to do on a soul level, it's interesting. Because tomorrow it's not a guaranteed. And for you to believe that it is allows that sense of urgency to be put on the back burner, and you just continue to wait. Even though waiting isn't getting you anywhere. waiting isn't allowing you to step fully into the highest version of yourself, the highest level of yourself. Because you were put on this earth to do something, to be somebody, and to really allow us to see you as that person, for you to become that person, for you to tap into that person, for you to show up as that person. And so what her death brought me in a lesson was a reminder around the sense of urgency in my life and how I want to show up and the things that I'm doing. And I'm not going to wait until 35 or 45 or 65 or 75. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to show up for myself now. Another thing that I was reminded of by my aunt is health is truly wealth. Like I said, she had ovarian cancer, and the chemo and everything, it is a lot. And so I think about not only people who have cancer, but people who have all these other diseases, right? Or they have issues with their back and they can't walk. It's just, it is the foundation of you being able to do anything and to wait on the doctor's appointments or the dentist's appointments, or to wait and put off you working out, and to wait and to put off and to wait and to put off and to wait and to put off. And it's like, your health is here now and you have to use it or you're going to lose it. And so it should be on your schedule just as anything else, making sure you are planning out a year where your health is a priority. Because if it isn't, then there is a possibility that your health declines. And if your health is declining, then your quality of life is also declining. Health is so important. So I thank my aunt for that reminder. A reminder that I got last but definitely not least. The risk of love is loss. The risk of love is loss. And it was in that moment that I realized I have so many aunts and uncles. And if life goes the way it goes, to where people are going to pass by years and ages. I know that's not how it always happens. But if it was, right, they would go before me. And when I tell you I have so many. And I was sad for a moment. I was like, oh my goodness, I am going to be attending a good bit of funerals if life goes the way it can go. And I thought about that loss. And the loss, it made me sad for a moment. It really did. And then I was sitting in gratitude, because how fortunate am I to also have so much love. So much love. And so I thought about how there are some people out there that are afraid to love because they don't want to deal with the loss. And so they live lives where they tiptoe and they don't build true relationships because they are aware that loss is real and it can happen. And so if you're one of those people where you don't want to deal with the loss, The reward of love outweighs the risk each and every time. So it was just a reminder to be in gratitude for the relationships that I am building and have built, and how important it is to continue to honor those relationships and to put in the work for those relationships to grow, if I'm being honest. And so, like I said, this isn't the regular programming, but I know it was something that I felt on my heart. And so I hope that you were able to gather some nuggets and some reminders yourself. And I thank you if you've gotten this far in the video just for sticking along. So those are the reminders. Love is a greater reward. Health is wealth. And there's no room for you to wait. The best time, it's now. So until next time, go be limitless.